Honesty is not always the best policy. People might disagree, but it's the painful truth. Growing up, we've learned to be good kids and not to lie. Ever. Lying is a crime that puts you behind bars of betrayal. And I've always tried to be nice and honest. But it's an utopia. There are walls that keep you from reaching there. It's called reality. Yes, you have to lie in life. I learned this lesson the hard way in 7th grade. I can go back to that day in Korea, in my classroom in 7th grade. Blooming with flowers, Korea's winter melted away as the soft scent of spring swirled with the still chilly breeze. All the students were staring at the clock hung next to the speakers, waiting for the recess bell. Finally, the old black speakers boomed out the three-tone melody every student was anxious to listen to. Click, 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 bang. The wooden door slid shut, with small clicks of the teacher getting softer and softer, walking to her next class. And the silence shattered. Shouting with loud voices, the boys would storm to the back of the room and slap each other on the back and swing brooms around the room. Some would disappear without a trace, with footsteps ringing in the hallways. Excitedly, the girls would walk to their friends' desks and start to chatter about the latest fashion and their favorite top stars, with voices mixing, giggling, and swirling around the room. Most of them were laughing merrily, and the whole room would turn from dullness to liveliness. Sitting still, with her head on her folded arms, my friend was laying on the table. We first met in 5th grade when I didn't know a single thing about Korea. I've lived in Bangladesh for 3 years and I had no memory of my home country. I was a stranger, an outsider. I was a new kid, lonely. When I was sitting alone, depressed, she was the first girl that walked up to me smiling and asked me my name. She was a friend who had always been by my side since. There had been an illuminating smile on her face every day, with a soft round jolliness that was perfect with her chubby body. Yes, she was plump, but I've never thought she was fat or ugly. She was always my joyful friend, but today she was different. There was this hint of gloominess looming in her expression. I asked her as carefully as I could, "What's wrong?" Her eyes were filled with fury as she spoke. This boy behind me called me a pig. She looked to the round table and fidgeted with a pencil, trying her best to push back tears that were wrestling to burst out. She hesitated to say the word pig, and she stuffed her head down again, speechless. As she raised her head and her eyes met mine, she asked me something that I feared. And in a muffled voice, she asked, "Do you think I'm fat?" Oh no. As the seconds went by, it felt like years. The silence was suffocating, crushing me every moment. I could hear the clock ticking, and she was looking at me, waiting for an answer. She was expecting a word from my lips, and I knew what it was. Hesitation was hurting her, knowing I was finding it difficult to say one little word that could protect her. So I said it. Like anybody would say, I said no. There's a war going on inside, as part of me told myself, "Stop, lying is a crime, especially to a friend." And the other part of me was saying, "Are you out of your mind? You're going to be a horrible friend if you don't lie." And I could imagine what would happen if I said the truth, and I would be stabbing her just where she had been hit. To protect her, I knew I had to lie, just like a true friend would. I wanted to comfort her, and to do that, I knew I had to lie. I know I would say the same thing if I could go back to that day. White lies are a necessary evil. Honesty can bring smiles, but they also can bring tears. White lies are a shield from the truth that can be quite painful, and we need them, but there are side effects. When you white lie to your friends too much, you start to stop helping your friend. You'll just be someone hiding your opinion all the time, sitting behind a big mask. Every day, you'll sugarcoat your words and hide them from the truth. Your friends will start to lose faith and walk away from you, thinking you're just a liar. From necessary lies to small lies like telling your friend you like vanilla ice cream even though you don't, just to be considerate, your friends are slowly moving away from you, disappointed in seeing only your fake self. And tell me, is that a real friend being pressured every second to be someone you aren't? Being a friend can be hard. It's like walking on a plank, and it's important to keep your balance or you'll fall into the pit of distrust. The compass you can hold on to is consideration. No matter what, if you care about your friend genuinely, you'll always know what choice to make. Honesty is not the best policy, but neither is lying.